Two Toledo area natives are back home for a pretty big and exciting event happening tonight. Over the course of just 1 week, Burke and Oliver Cooper made the movie Burt, and it's hitting the big screens of Northwest Ohio tonight. And of course, we have them with us, Joe and Oliver, this morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
First, before we talk about the movie, you guys live in Southern California. What's it like being back home?
Amazing. I mean, we love Toledo. Grew up here. I went to Southview. We went to Northview, and we have a lot of family and friends. And we are honestly thrilled for tonight's screening. We have 400 people coming from our community, so it's gonna be awesome.
It's so great being back in my my old childhood bedroom.
His race car bed. He's just back in the race car bed.
In the race car bed.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. At least the weather's not too bad. Also
no, this
coming
is great.
from California. But tell us about the movie Burt. What is it all about?
It's a father-son grounded comedy about a street musician named Burt who has a guy show up in the beginning saying, "I'm your long-lost son," played by Oliver. And it's a weekend. It takes course over a weekend, and it's a very funny, heartfelt, charming movie inspired by a real-life friend of ours, Burt.
Yeah, Burt is a real friend of ours. Both Joe and I met him about 15 years ago.
Okay.
Put him in a short film.
Not an actor.
He's a real guy.
A street musician.
Real guy.
Played music at a restaurant.
And
that's how we met him.
Yeah, we met him about 15 years ago and kind of became friends with him, put him in a short film. He was so interesting and great in the film that we ended up making, we were like, we have to make a movie about this guy. And basically his real life is in the movie and I'm as the actor.
We shot his actual house with his actual roommate, Steve. Design. So the fictional part is him playing the son, but the rest is sort of written around these guys' actual life.
Okay, and I watched the trailer, and it is definitely very, like, I was tearing up a little bit. It's very heartfelt. Yeah, so something that's very interesting and really cool, and I don't know how you guys did this, but you made this movie over the course of a week on a $7,000 budget. How did you do that, and what was that like?
A lot of favors.
Yeah, and that's true, a lot of favors. We borrowed some cameras from some friends. You know, it was a small crew. It was me, my cinematographer, Daniel Kenji Levin, and our sound guy, Rob, and then the two of us on set. That was it. And 7 days we shot this movie, and then I edited the film myself. So we got through the production and the editing for $7,000.
Joe did the makeup.
I did the makeup on him. I was shaving his face. I was setting up breakfast. And then, we got through it, and then got a little bit more money just in post to do some of the final music and the sound mix and the festivals and stuff.
Great. What do you hope people take away from this film?
I hope that people are inspired. I mean, I think the heart of the movie or the theme of the movie is really about dreaming. Burt is one thing that was really interesting to Joe and I is Burt is a 70-year-old musician who still believes, and he has Parkinson's, and he still believes that he's going to make it. And I think that's a really powerful thing. And,
very very optimistic, this guy, Burt. And that's what drew us to him, because like you don't find people who are genuinely optimistic all the time despite everything. And like Oliver said, he does have Parkinson's disease, which we touch on in the movie, and my dad in real life also has Parkinson's, which I was living with my dad for real while making this movie 2 years ago. I was taking care of my dad, helping him out, and he's doing okay, but it was just a very surreal, father-son movie, father-son real life. With Parkinson's, but Burt is great spirit. He's wonderful in the movie.
And Joe and I are dreamers, and I think that's why we really related to Burt, and we're like, that's kind of us.
We see us in Burt.
Sweet.
Yeah, we really do.
Sweet. So you guys have already picked up some awards at some film festivals, which is great. I'm sure you're going to get a great response tonight. What has the response you've gotten so far been like? What's it like hearing that from the audience?
Great.
It's amazing. I mean, honestly, I think it's awesome it's awesome for us, but also for Burt, who again is this guy who's been trying to make it for 40 years, and for him to get the recognition he finally deserves, I think it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, a friend of mine the other day said, Burt, you really gave Burt a legacy with this movie. I mean, it's going to outlive all of us, really. This movie called Burt, about his life, honors his music, honors his spirit, and we're so thrilled. And it was just the fact that it all came together the way it did just means so much. And we did play CineQuest in Florida and Phoenix Film Festival. We won the jury awards, and we're just thrilled that it's just like it's one of those movies that Burt says this. He's like, when a movie makes you laugh and cry at the same time, it's a good movie. That's what Burt says. And
those are the best. And I can say, again, the trailer's online, and it made me laugh and cry, so I'm sure the whole thing would just leave me a puddle of tears. Again, the premiere's tonight at the Maumee Indoor Theater, correct? Tell us more details. I think we have a graphic full screen. Where can people still get tickets if there's time?
BurtTheMovie.com, BURTTheMovie.com. You can go on there. You'll see a few different screenings. Just click the Toledo screening. It'll take you to the Eventbrite page. Buy tickets there. 6:30.
Yeah, doors open at 5:30. Doors open at 5:30. Movie starts at 6:30, but we'll have some pictures for that first hour. We can get in line for popcorn. We have a few tickets left, and
there's no previews, so when we start the movie, we start the movie.
Okay.
BurtTheMovie.com. Yeah, BurtTheMovie.com, and then also you can watch the trailer there, and then an after party at Dale's Bar and Grill right down the street.
Fun.
So
nice and easy.
it's going to be a great night, big event, and hopefully the rain holds off like you were saying it might. So
hopefully. All right. So you're both from here. You're back home. I've got some rapid fire questions.
Okay, go for it.
So you Northview, Southview?
Southview.
But you're still friends.
Somewhat.
Okay.
You know, we fight over.
Depends what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I actually went to Southview for 1 year. I went for my freshman year and then transferred to Northview.
Okay.
He left us.
All right. Best pizza place in Toledo, Northwest Ohio.
Gino's.
Amy's Pizza.
Wow.
Love
Okay.
Amy's.
Interesting.
I think Gino's is better than any pizza I can get in Los Angeles. That's how much I love Gino's. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. We love our local coffee shops here. Favorite local coffee shop?
Ooh, I don't know it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, when I was in high school, was it Beaner's Coffee? Was it Beaner's the coffee back in the day? I don't know. They sold.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I was not a big coffee drinker. I love Toledo.
It's our business, Joe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Berry Bagels though. Berry's is like my spot for like
our spot.
bagel and coffee
Berry's.
at Berry's still all the time.
Barry is a good friend. It used to be, you know.
We love Barry.
So they're expanding to Texas. So
What?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
you heard it here.
I love the bagels.
Best hamburger.
I would say Charlie's for me, honestly.
Yeah, I would say Charlie's. Growing up, we go to Charlie's Diner, or Charlie's Hamburgers. Charlie's ice cream. No, Charlie's ice cream and edibles.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Charlie's ice cream and edibles. You shot your bar mitzvah video.
Yeah, we did. That's
fun.
actually how Joe and I first met, or not met. That's our first thing we made together.
First
My mom
collaboration.
paid him $100 to do my bar mitzvah video.
When he was 13, I was 19. I directed his bar mitzvah video.
Wow, awesome. Okay, last question.
Yeah.
You're home for a weekend. You're showing a guest around. Where's the must-see place you take them?
Toledo Art Museum is really amazing.
Good.
And Wildwood National Park.
Wildwood Park. I say let's go to Kotobuki and get some sushi. That was my favorite sushi restaurant. My favorite restaurant growing up. I ride my bike there after 7th grade. I mean, my friends would ride our bike to Kotobuki and get like a 3 o'clock lunch. It was incredible.
Shout out to Dennis.
Kotobuki, we love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much
Thank
for
you
being
so
here.
much.